One thing that we had spoken about doing, the fact that we had you in, it kind of struck me that, like, we've spoken to you about so many topics to do with your career, but I was trying to rack my brains about stuff that we just have failed to ask you up to this point, and stuff we really should sort of tick off the list at some point. And so this morning is that morning.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What time are we doing that?
We're going to kick it off right now.
Are we?
Yeah.
We've got time for that.
Pepper it throughout the show. We always have time for it, Kevin.
Yeah.
There's a few comments you can see on your screen there from people that have been in touch. We're going to come to some of those a little bit later on, because I had some of my own to kick things off. So we're going to come back to some of those. Do get them in if you have any questions for Kev in relation to his career. In relation to his career. Like, don't give us the typical stuff. We don't want that, like who's the hardest player you ever played against, or, you know, the most skillful. We've had enough of that. We've done that 20 times over, let's face it. So it's the other questions, right? So the stuff that I was kind of thinking about was, what's your favourite bit of career memorabilia?
I've spoken to you before. I never collected shirts, really. I didn't go searching for shirts. The only shirts I would swap is if someone asked me for a shirt during or after games. So I never had shirts like that.
You had the ball, obviously, that you dropped into us, which
yeah, I mean, do you know what? I left that in, and Kenny was disgusted that I left it in. But in all honesty, it was in my house, and it wasn't out or anything. I mean, it's brilliant. It's great that we've got all the signatures of the lads on it. Things like that from the World Cup. Yeah, most, yeah. But things from the World Cup was great. That time was just...
This one here. I'm sitting in the way, but there we go. Look.
Yeah, take it out.
There.
But things like that, things from the World Cup.
You're not mad for memorabilia, you know?
No, I never had it around the house. You know when you see lads with photographs of, you know, the shirts around the house. Yeah. No, do you know what? As daft as it sounds, I just used to think, what you act like, you know, you're at home now, you're away from your work. Why on earth would you be having shirts of players that you've played against in your house? I'd think it's a bit of an embarrassment.
Really?
I just couldn't. I couldn't get my head round lads going up to people and asking for shirts and then putting it in your house. Like you played
against the original Ronaldo at Lansdowne Road.
Yeah.
Would you not be like, whew, Jesus, that's a shirt now I'd like to have at home?
No.
I definitely would.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up adoring football. I did, you know, watch and 86 World Cup, watching those players like Maradona and all these lads, and then watching 88 and seeing all the lads doing well. And if it was people like that, yeah. But lads that I was playing against, you see the old one with Roy Keane where he never asked for lads' shirts and things. You know, you hear David Miley where I think was talking about. No, but it wasn't because of what Roy. It was just within me. I didn't care for it.
See, I understand that. Like, you see this stuff at half time, or like you were saying just there, some lad comes up to you in the middle of the game and is like, here, listen, just by the way, at the end, switch over, right? Like, that
happened a good few times.
But like at the end of the game, why would you not? Like, but so you have some jerseys, do you?
I have jerseys, but they're under my bed.
Yours or others?
Others, a few others.
Did you ever instigate a swapping of a jersey?
No, I didn't. Maybe only after games, it would have been someone I was in direct competition with as a right back. And I said it before. I played in the World Cup in 2002 against Puyol. Carlos Puyol was playing right back directly against me. I didn't really know him at the time. He asked me shirt after the match, but it was just like we swap. That was it. It was.
That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, but
you have that shirt, do you?
I've got Puyols in the house. Yeah, I've got. I think I've got a Van Hooijdonk shirt somewhere as well. Van Hooijdonk asked for a swap when we played against Holland in 01. It was, wasn't it? Things like that. But I never instigated it. It was just if someone was up against, fancy swapping, take a shirt and that's it. And it was never me running across the pitch. I remember I've played it with lads. Certainly, if you're looking at the Brazil game, chasing Ronaldinho across the pitch trying to get Ronaldinho's shirt. You know, it's like, lads, come on, like.
Who did that?
I'm not saying. No, but lads would have asked on the pitch, like, any chance after the game. Yeah. Like,
I think that's not on.
It's not on.
Maybe in a friendly. I'm in a friendly. I might be able to.
It's ridiculous, Adrian. Come on.
Do you know that I bought a turnstile from the old Lansdowne Road?
I remember you telling me that, yeah. But that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I've actually done. It's rusting away in my father's garage at the minute, so I need to actually. I'd like to do something with it. I just don't know what. I have it for like 10 years.
It's one of those things you buy, and it's cool to buy, but what do you do with it?
No idea. Like, I googled before.
I can imagine your wife at home, you bring it in, look, I'll tell you what, we're going to put this in the house.
Oh, she wouldn't be having it.
Get that out.
She would not be having it.
Yeah, but it is cool. That's the sort of thing that I like, but you ask about memorabilia. No, I didn't. I didn't really keep it, honestly. I didn't treasure it like that, no.
What would you say is your worst decision in sport, your worst sporting decision?
I wouldn't say worst sporting decision, but certainly regret probably not going to Liverpool when I should have gone to Liverpool in '99. I should have gone. I should have just... Because I think it would probably have been less pressure going to Liverpool in many respects. You're going to a club at the time, but it was just... I was told, look, you're going to play in the reserves for a year. And I felt, well, I'm an international. I'm playing.
That was '99, was it? Is that what you said?
It was '99. Yeah, it was after the Turkey playoff games. So it was just
22, 21, 22.
Yeah, 21, 22. Yeah, that's what it would have been. So anyway, it didn't happen. I ended up going to Sunderland because Peter Reid was basically saying, look, we want you to go and play. That I wouldn't say it's a regret, but it's something that I think it would have helped me progress, and I think I probably would have got better being in an environment around those players that were at Liverpool at the time. But
and why did it not happen?
Because I didn't want it to happen. There was a few in when I was at West Brom at the time, and Gerard Houllier, who was manager of Liverpool, just basically he was chatting to my agent, just saying, look, he's not going to play. He's going to come in. He'll be on the bench. He'll be around the first team squad. He'll be obviously training with us day to day, but he's with a view to the future going forward. And I just felt that I wanted to play games. And Peter Reid basically said to me, you're going to play every week. You're going to be in straight in the first team. Some of them were going well at the time. I think they were top 4 or 5 in the Premier League at the time when I went in there. So it was...
You'd like to have gone in hindsight, give it a bash for a year.
I think it would have been less pressure. You know, I think it would have been where you're proving yourself again. Although it would have been a high-profile move in many respects. I would have fancied my chance. I would have said, well, look, over time I'll definitely prove myself, and it would have taken the pressure off in terms of I would have been that squad player that's having to go on and progress. And
who would you have been competing with at that time?
I don't know who would have been there. It would have been Berger, people like that. I think it probably would have been. I don't know. I didn't really look at that.
Yeah.
Once that message was coming to me, it was like, nah, I don't fancy it.
I'd written down here one team you wished you'd play for. You had
Celtic.
played for
Celtic. I was a Celtic fan, massive Celtic fan growing up, so it would have always been Celtic.
Never came up, or?
Yeah, I could have gone to Celtic. We were actually up for Jackie McNamara's testimonial. So Brian Kerr was manager, and I was called to the Celtic boardroom after the game. They were in the middle of changing managers, and I'd agreed a contract at Everton. I hadn't signed it, but I'd agreed a new contract at Everton.
Was it Martin?
Martin was just leaving, and Gordon Strachan was taking over, and I was told Gordon Strachan's given 4 names, or 5 names I think it was actually, that we want to sign. You're on that list, we want to sign you, we want to bring you in. And Peter Lawler had maybe seen some interviews that I'd done where I'd spoken about being a Celtic fan growing up, and he was playing the Celtic card with me. Of course he was. You want to play here, you know, money won't be great coming in here, but you know, you're a Celtic man. Yeah. Imagine a Kilbane in the Celtic shirt. He was giving me all those lines, but it was nothing to. I would have gone if I hadn't agreed the contract with Everton, but I'd agreed a deal. I'd gone initially into Everton. Everton just took my contract over to the end of that first season, and I'd agreed it all with David Moyes and with the club. And I just said, look, I've agreed a contract, and I'm not reneging on that. So that was it, really. Yeah. And then I could have gone. When Neil Lennon was manager, when I was up at Hull, I could have gone in for a 6 month loan, with a view to staying on beyond that season, and I was actually pushing more for that, and then it never happened. There was 1 or 2 things that were happening at Hull, and it just didn't happen, didn't really materialise. So I'm not saying that could have happened really, but it was on the cards.
You didn't want to do an Alan Shearer on it. Was it Shearer who had agreed to go to United? Am I right on that?
Well, I think he could have gone to United anyway, couldn't he? Yeah, definitely.
There was a player who had, and he'd agreed verbally with Ferguson that he was going to United.
That was a famous one with Roy Keane, wasn't it? He'd agreed with Kenny Dalglish at Blackburn.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
He'd agreed, everything was agreed, and then he went to United, yeah.
We've shot here, you mentioned Carlos Puyol. There you are.
Yeah, there you go. That means shooting with my right foot there.
What are you doing? Yeah, Puyol.
That's probably the one, the famous picture of missing.
I just asked you for my shirt.
Yeah, bad miss. That was the miss. I think that was the miss.
The miss.
I think it was, yeah. Jeez. That's the regret. That's the regret.
Yeah. You can't take that one back.
Yeah.
One last one, because we put it up on social media last night, and there's a whole pile of people getting in touch with a range of interesting questions, Kev, which we'll dot throughout the show and bring to you a bit later on. But the last one for me for the minute: craziest fad that you ever got into, like the Robbie Fowler style sort of nose bands or whatever.
Oh yeah. Do you know what? One summer, it was actually around this time now. I went away in the summer. The time you're supposed to be enjoying yourself, I literally just went a total health freak. You know, I was about maybe 30, 31. You know, when you're thinking stage of your career, want to prolong your career as long as you can. cut everything out of my diet, went on no drink, everything, just totally off it. And
what were you eating?
I was no butter, off dairy, things like that.
Right.
I don't really have dairy anyway.
The diet that was all meat.
Oh, Atkins.
Atkins diet.
Yeah, it wasn't
that one, was it?
No, it wasn't that. It was basically no carbs after around about 5 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
So you're stocking up after training, things like this. It's basically stuff that we'd all know.
Yeah. Not bad idea.
But I don't know. I ended up I lost a lot of weight, and I ended up like just not feeling healthy. Yeah. I didn't feel strong enough when I was playing, and so there's things like that. I
presume there's stuff in the dressing room around the training ground all the time. The players are like, "Oh, I've just found this thing. It's the greatest thing since sliced pan. It's going to give you the edge." Was that a thing?
There was bits of that. Yeah, bits of that. Nothing that would stick out in the mind, but little things like that. Lad, I remember a couple of lads when I was maybe again around about 30. Lads you'd speak to. Lads went off to. There was this place in Italy which was basically a detox place. You went there for a week's holiday. It wasn't necessarily a holiday. You basically went there just to starve yourself for a week. Liquid diets, eating no crap at all, just going through. So I remember a couple of lads did that. I think Emile Heskey did that one year. I think he did it a couple of years. But that was kind of a common thing with a few of the United lads. I think Ryan Giggs famously spoken out about that. Yeah, about this place in Italy, which was it's a detox place essentially, where you just try and get all toxins, all the shite out your system, and then
because. Jeez, well, I mean, I could understand Emile Heskey because he was always a bigger lad, whereas Ryan Giggs never struck me as somebody who was, but I mean, who knows what's going on in the background, I suppose, but, wow.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, I didn't really, if you're, in saying that, there was lads coming in with those sort of things as well, and there'd be lads speaking to the fitness coaches and nutritionists at the time as well, and you were trying to follow different diets and things like that, but, I don't know, you say go through certain stages, you hear so much through your career, in relation to diet, in relation to fitness, in relation to your body, and you're taking it on as you're going through, you're progressing. Yeah.
One last one before we leave it. We will come back to it. What could you have played for Mayo? Like, I mean, I don't know. Is it a?
I never played Gaelic as a kid. I used to go and watch with my dad and my uncle.
If all that hadn't happened, and your parents had just stayed at home, and
who knows? I don't know. I think probably physically, my physical attributes when I was coming through probably would have suited the game, yeah.
What would you have been? Would you have been a midfielder? Probably not.
I was a runner. I was definitely a runner. I was like...
you'd have been a wing back, maybe?
Yeah, possibly.
Wing back would have
Wing back, yeah, I'd say that would have been the position, yeah.
Your worst away day dressing room in the Premier League, asked George Keogh. I don't know what he means by worst away day.
Worst dressing room.
I guess your worst away dressing room.
Worst dressing room. I started, my league debut was at Torquay, playing more. So I played Division 3 football league. Torquay wouldn't have been great. Darlington.
Right.
Played at Darlington.
Awful.
Oh my God, yeah. There was just some shockers, yeah.
I presume that a lot of those clubs at that time, because it seems as if it's only just...
he said Premier League there, didn't he? Premier League, sorry. So there's... I mean, when I first went into the Premier League, there was one or two... I remember Loftus Road wasn't great. Loftus Road was just standard, yeah.
Everton's
not great as well. Everton's away. It's that the home dressing room is very good, but the home one, it's very cramped and very tight. Little room to swing a cat in Everton's away.
Deliberately, I presume.
Yeah.
Fire them up there again, because we had one other one that I definitely wanted to get to.
Favourite Mayo player at the top?
Yeah, I go with that.
That's Kevin McLaughlin, isn't it? Kevin McLaughlin's.
Of all time?
I love Kevin McLaughlin,
Where Declan there, did he enjoy left back?
David Brady on today. David Brady, he's my favourite all time. John Casey, yeah.
No, Lee McHale has to be Lee McHale, come on. Willie Joe.
Yeah.
Did he enjoy left back, or was it a last gasp?
No, I did enjoy it, but no, you know what? That's probably a good point. I never felt entirely comfortable playing there. No, I didn't, because it wasn't my position. It was like, I'm talking like from when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age, coming up playing football. You kind of get into a way of playing, and it's your position, isn't it? So yeah, it wasn't entirely comfortable, but I did enjoy it. I think I had a good understanding of the game. I was always a decent enough talker on the pitch. So when you're playing as in that position, you're talking for the lad that's in front of you, keeping him right. Your left side centre half, keeping him right as well. So yeah, it was enjoyable.